Lil Durk's federal case. Here's what just changed. Lil Durk just scored a major win in his federal case, but he is still heading to trial next month, facing the possibility of life in prison. To understand how big this moment is, you have to go all the way back to November of 2020. That's when King Von, a rising rapper signed to Durk's Only the Family label, was shot and killed outside an Atlanta nightclub. Only the Family, or OTF, is the Chicago collective and record label Durk built in the early 2010s. To fans, it's a music brand. To prosecutors, they would later argue it was something else entirely. King Von was one of OTF's brightest stars, a storyteller whose rise made him one of the most talked about names in drill music. His death came after a violent confrontation involving associates of a rival rapper, Quando Rondo. The tension between those two camps didn't start that night. It had been building for years, playing out in songs, in interviews, and on social media. Prosecutors say King Von's death is the spark that set everything else in motion. According to the government, in the months that followed, Durk made it known that he would pay a bounty to anyone who killed Quando Rondo, whose real name is Tyquin Bowman. Prosecutors allege that reward eventually reached $1 million, and they say members of Durk's OTF collective began quietly recruiting shooters to collect it. On August 19, 2022, prosecutors say the plan came to a head in Los Angeles. Gunmen allegedly opened fire outside a busy area near the Beverly Center. More than a dozen shots were fired from a white sedan into a black Escalade. The shooters, prosecutors say, believed Quando Rondo was inside that vehicle. He wasn't. Instead, his cousin, Xavier Robinson, was struck and later died at a hospital. For 2 years, the case built quietly. Investigators pieced together phone records, money transfers, and social media posts. Then, in October of 2024, it broke wide open. Durk, whose legal name is Durk Banks, was arrested in Florida and charged federally in a murder-for-hire conspiracy. He pleaded not guilty. His attorneys denied the allegations and have fought to get the case thrown out. The defense has argued that prosecutors are trying to turn rap lyrics and online posts into evidence of a real conspiracy. But prosecutors went further. They cast his entire OTF collective as a criminal enterprise built around violence. If convicted, Durk faces up to life in prison, though the government has said it will not seek the death penalty. From the start, the trial was a moving target, pushed from January to April and then to August. Then, just weeks before trial, prosecutors escalated again. They filed sweeping new racketeering charges, transforming the case into a full RICO prosecution tied back to Chicago. Here's why that matters. RICO, the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, was designed to take down entire organizations, not just individuals. Under RICO, prosecutors can put years of alleged conduct in front of a single jury, painting a pattern rather than a single act. For a defendant, that's dangerous. It lets jurors hear about crimes they aren't even directly charged with. Durk's defense cried foul, arguing the feds were rewriting the case at the last minute. And on July 14, 2026, the judge agreed to a critical point. He severed those new racketeering charges from the upcoming trial. They will be tried separately at a later date. Severing charges means the jury in the first trial won't hear the sprawling RICO narrative. They'll focus narrowly on the murder-for-hire allegations. The judge also scolded prosecutors for the last-minute additions, telling them plainly, you had over a year. For Durk's team, keeping that racketeering evidence out of the first trial is a significant victory. So here is where things stand and what to watch for as the trial approaches. The core murder-for-hire trial is still set for August 20th in Los Angeles. Prosecutors are expected to lean on digital evidence, messages, money movement, and location data they say ties the plot together. They may also rely on cooperating witnesses, alleged insiders who could testify about how the bounty was arranged. The defense, meanwhile, is likely to attack the credibility of those witnesses and challenge how the government interprets Durk's words in post. A central fight will be over whether lyrics and social media can prove intent or whether they're just art being weaponized in court. Then, after that trial concludes, the racketeering case will follow. No date has been set for it yet. The stakes cannot be higher. On one side, a rapper at the peak of his career. On the other, the possibility of spending the rest of his life in prison. None of these allegations have been proven in court, and Durk is presumed innocent unless and until a jury says otherwise. This has been reporting on public court proceedings. Thank you for watching Crimetown TV. If this story mattered to you, take a moment to like this video and subscribe and turn on notifications. We'll keep this updated as the facts come in.